Hey guys, and welcome to the 10 at 10. I'm Tim Nichols, standing here with my man Corbin Wildcat, and we're going to bring you 10 trees getting listed today on MrMaple.com at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. There's going to be 10 other trees, the secret trees, that are in your weekly email. Y'all, you better check that out. There's going to be some cool plants.
Yeah, I'm excited, man. Spring is starting to, spring. And right now we got some buds starting to flush out. Trees are around in the ground are starting to kind of start to swell their buds. And by the time y'all see this, we'll probably be in leaf, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy how quickly spring springs upon us. Beni Hime is our first tree on the table. We've got them as some standards. Now, that's a fun way to grow Beni Hime because you get some extra airflow. One of the problems that people say with Beni Hime is it doesn't get enough airflow because it's dense, compact nature. Lifting it up a little bit increases that airflow, reduces fungus. One thing I will say with Beni Hime is make sure you give it plenty of drainage. That's probably one of the #1 ways to kill some of the dwarfs that are really slow growing is with overwatering.
Yeah, man, I just remember seeing this in a couple different gardens, but the one that sticks out to me is at Talon Buckholtz's nursery, aka Buckholtz's nursery, which I guess is now ours, but there's this giant Beni Hime that looks like it's been there forever, man. Just this beautiful kind of mound during the springtime, and you get that mix of pinks and reds all kind of playing together. And I really think that this is one of those ones you need to pick up for the garden just because of how amazing that spring is.
Yeah, the spring interest is outrageous with that sort of pink reds that just keep popping across this compact, dense dwarf Japanese maple. Great for containers. Like I said, don't overwater it, but this is a fun Japanese maple that everybody's always after. And here we've got them on some high graft lollipops. Again, that increases the airflow to increase the health of your Beni Hime.
All right, guys, next up we got Acer Palmatum Killarney. Now this is a great, from spring color to a great fall color. Killarney has some of those beautiful oranges and yellows and reds going on all over that thing. Looks beautiful when the sun's just hitting it right, man. Yeah,
named after the city in Ireland where St. Mary's Cathedral is. This is a beautiful Japanese maple with some Irish tones by Dick Wolf of Red Maple Nurseries. Dick Wolf had some Irish heritage and really liked that Killarney name, I guess. The habit on this is upright and semi-pendulous. And when you hit with the fall colors of those yellows and oranges with that just unique habit, guys, this thing is an amazing fall color Japanese maple.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes we get wrapped up in that spring color, man, but you know, it's nice to be like a squirrel, kind of stash away those beautiful trees for the fall time too. It's really important to make sure that you're hitting, like, you know, your spring, your summer, and your fall time, and your winter time as well. It's important to just not focus all on one season, spread the love, and Killarney is going to give you that lively feel during the spring and summer, so it's going to look, you know, kind of like that sleeper build on a car or something like that. But then whenever you know, this starts playing with that Osakazuki and those other, you know, Kihachijo, all those crazy fall colors, you remember why you picked this one up during the springtime.
Yeah, guys, grab you one of these Killarneys today.
Guys, up next we got Acer Palmatum Shigi no Hoshi, man.
Yo, this is a selection by Tsukasa Maple. Yataka Tanaka has the original one there in Tokyo, Japan. I got to go see it. I mean, this is a slow growing, one of the slowest growing reticulated Japanese maples that you can imagine. Just with those creamy whites, green veins, this is a special small Japanese maple for your garden.
Yeah, man, I just love those reticulated varieties. I really like the leaf shape on this one. I feel like it differs a little bit from some of the other reticulated varieties that we see. And yeah, having a nice smaller growing tree is really nice. I think this would pair really good with trees like Amagi Shiguri, where you kind of get, you know, those really kind of nice cream colors playing off of those magenta kind of purple colors going on. And yeah, I just think that's a really nice pairing.
Yeah, you're totally right about the leaf shape. I mean, you get a little bit wider leaf. The lobes are a little bit fatter. It has more heavy serrations on the foliage itself. Just giving you a different texture for a reticulated style. Guys, grab you a Shigi no Hoshi today.
All right, guys. From one reticulated variety to another, we got some really nice 3-gallon sizes on Acer Palmatum Dark Ghost.
Yeah, you always say, man, I really wish I could get a 3-gallon. Well, guys, we'll bring you a beefy 3-gallon. These are what our 3 gallons grown at the Buckholtz farm. I mean, it's just some amazing sizes. Dark Ghost, it's one of the last members of the Ghost series. It's got a dark purple red foliage to it with some light reticulation. I mean, like that deep purple reticulation, but faintly there. I mean, this thing is a strong, vigorous, upright grower. It has a shape similar to Amber Ghost, but with that deep maroon purple color.
Yeah, man, I just love the variety of ghosts that we have. Dark Ghost being one of the newer introductions, it really just kind of pushes to see how far you can take that red color. Super, super beautiful tree that is going to pair with a lot of other varieties really nicely. I mean, contrast this with something like maybe an Orange Dream or some of those Katsura types, where you're going to get that orange playing off of that really nice dark red color. It's going to look beautiful out there in the garden.
I was thinking something like Golden Falls, man. You get that color that you're talking about, then you get a different texture with that Weeping Habit to contrast the upright structure. They play off each other so well. Dark Ghost, an easy tree to grow, fairly sun tolerant for us here in Western North Carolina. This is an awesome size 3 gallon, so grab you some of these awesome size 3 gallons today.
Guys, coming up next, we got an awesome tree, Hoshi Kuzu.
Registered and introduced by J.D. Vertrees himself, the guy who wrote the book on Japanese maples. Even though he only introduced a few cultivars. I mean, literally, he registered and introduced Hoshi Kuzu, which translates as Stardust.
Yeah, man, I mean, Kamagata, Autumn Moon, Hoshi Kuzu, those some pretty hard hitters, man, and pretty humble dude to not be kind of, toting that around, because those are some trees that you see around the garden. Now, I look at this, and immediately I think, man, you got to pair that with either that Beni Hime or, that Mani no Sato, I feel like, to really get that play between the variegations.
Yeah, you get the green on light green variegation on Hoshi Kuzu. When the leaf first emerges, it's not as prominent. As the summer comes on, the variegation becomes more and more prominent, giving Hoshi Kuzu a really unique summer interest out there in the summer garden. Smaller leaves, upright habit, 8 to 10 foot in 10 years, a rare Japanese maple that many people don't have, and like I said, introduction by J.D. Vertrees himself, so it's one you gotta have for your garden.
Yeah, something I love about these kind of bicolored leaves is the fall time, when you really just get to see how much different color is moving through that leaf, and it really just kind of highlights that fact. I really think that these are just some of the most beautiful things. They're the most kind of changeful things in the garden, because both of those tones are kind of moving at different speeds sometimes, depending on the sunlight, and you can really just kind of get some amazing, amazing colors out of something like Hoshi Kuzu.
Grab your Hoshi Kuzu today.
Guys, up next, we got an amazing Acer Palmatum from Dick Vandermatt. Isobel, I guess, man.
Yeah, Isobel is beautiful. Dick Vandermatt's known for introducing so many spring interest trees. This one is amazing. It's one of the best pinks in the early spring, and it's one that I grew to love just because that spring interest is outrageous and over-the-top pink. Many of these have been trees that we've been trimming on at our Buckholtz farm for grafting, so they've been cut back, but that's created this very unique, almost 2x2 structure that people look for when they're creating bonsai. So if you're looking for something to work with bonsai in a unique form, we got some really nice low grafted Isobel today listing that would be perfect for that. Isobel though has that nice rounded form, so it's going to be shorter and multi-stemmed in a shrub-like form with that pink spring color. Guys, grab you one of these. They're amazing.
Yeah, man. I mean, those spring pinks, they really pair nicely with the yellows, man. I mean, guys, that Orange Dream and this are going to make a perfect combo. That Orange Dream might leaf out a little bit earlier, but then you get the plays of those pinks kind of laying over top. I didn't really appreciate that until I saw like some cherry blossoms and some yellow flowers in Japan. They were just combined. It was a common pairing, but the yellows and the oranges really help pull out the pinks a little bit. It's a nice kind of complementary color going on, and it's going to be awesome during this spring.
Guys, some nice beefy Isobels getting listed today. Take advantage of this while you can.
All right, for all you conifer lovers, we got a beautiful Pinus parviflora Tokyo Dwarf.
Guys, I love the Japanese white pines. They add so much Asian aesthetic to a traditional Japanese garden. Their compact form, their short needles give you that bonsai aesthetic that people are looking for. With Tokyo Dwarf, you get that with a pyramidal form and dense compact habit. Guys, this is a special Pinus parviflora you want to get a hold of today.
They also have that amazing blue color that's kind of this amazing pale blue that you don't ever see really in the garden other than those white pines. They really just have such a dynamic look. Pruning them is really fun too. You know, you can really harp on the structure and get this beautiful funky looking tree. But this one is really kind of like a nice uniform growth. Most of the times I've seen it, Buckholz, I know there's a pretty large one in quotation marks because it's a nice sized dwarf. But this one really just is going to contrast with like those yellows, like I said earlier, man.
Yeah, the blue color, the unique texture, the fact that it's an evergreen that can go out there in your traditional, maybe Asian-inspired garden to pair with your Japanese maples that are deciduous. They give you the change of the seasons. The Pinus parvifloras, they give you that evergreen interest year-round, that sort of play off of the maples changing through the seasons. Great addition to your Japanese maple garden.
I don't know how historical this is, man. You know, I don't know how many of these are kind of lurking around, maybe in some ancient castles. But guys, we got an Acer palmatum ghost dragon, man.
Guys, Ghost Dragon is one of our introductions here as part of our Pendulous Treasures collection here at Mr. Maple. It was from our Nakakomoto Weeping Legacy seedlings that is down the lineage of Nakakomoto Weeping, and it has a heavily hooking, very vigorous habit. It hooks cascades. When this thing leaves out in the early spring, though, it has thick purple nails. It is outstanding. And leaving this tree outside rather than having it as a container inside for the winter, you can start to get sometimes a Higashiyama-like swirl in some of the foliage. And that gave it that ghost-like appearance that you see sometimes, and other years you don't. But every year you always get that purple nail border and then that strong hooking habit. It is beautiful.
Yeah, I love that border. You know, I'm a fan of Kiyohime. I like, you know, Looking Glass Falls. And I just really, you know, Sumagaki, all those trees, just that gradient on them is so nice. And have that in kind of this weeping habit, I think is super cool. It really is going to play very well with all those trees that I just mentioned too, because you get some similarities in the garden. You know, it's not always about contrasting. Sometimes we want to have those companions that are all playing together in the garden. And I just love that weeping habit. I mean, I think that it kind of lets you as a gardener take the initiative on, you know, how you want your tree to be shaped, because it's so malleable. You know, staking is super important to develop that height, but who's to say you ever have to stake anything, you know, higher than what we got them right here, because that weeping kind of mounding habit that these trees start to get just really is just something that's so eye-catching. And
some great structures on these 1 gallons as they've been shaped and pruned back at our Buckholz farm. Guys, not often you get a Ghost Dragon that's just already got this perfect, amazing structure already in a 1 gallon. Grab you one today. Guys, next up we have Babe's Dwarf.
Yeah, this is a super awesome compact red that's going to play nicely in those small gardens.
Yeah, this is a selection that was found by Bob McCafferty as a Witch's Broom or Blessing above Babe Ruth's grave. Babe Ruth, famous legend when it comes to baseball. This is that Witch's Broom Dwarf Compact mutation, found by Bob McCafferty, who brought us many of the trees that have to like that saint name in them, like Saint Paul, Saint Teresa, the little flower. Some of these trees we've been offering here on Mr. Maple. This is another one that he's found above Babe Ruth's grave. So it's got legendary location. Pretty cool that you got a dwarf Japanese maple with that baseball tie and a dense compact red dwarf that you can put in containers or anywhere in your garden. Yeah, I just think that little bit of history is what's so cool, man. It's like these trees, they have so much more than just the beauty of them. You know, they have stories, which is so awesome. And that being found there is something that's super cool. Maybe I have to tell my cousin about this, man. He's a big baseball head. All right, guys, coming up next, we got a nice 6 gallon size of Acer palmatum Red Dragon. Yeah, these trees, when they finish leafing out, they're going to have some amazing size to them. They've been cut back to sort of get that compact form. Red Dragon, it's kind of like the Fire Glow of lace leaves. It gets orange-red to the backside of the leaf, so when the wind blows, it's brighter than many others. It's durable, it's easy to grow, it's slow growing, and it has a semi-upright but still pendulous habit, giving it a more open structure and a really beautiful shape out there for a weeping lace leaf. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I just think that that waterfall is going to pair so nicely with all these, this beautiful red lace leaf. It just has that classic feel. I mean, we've all seen that red lace leaf paired with that green, but to get this one that's kind of just catching that sunlight
and throwing it all through the tree, kind of letting you see that structure a little bit too. That's going to just look so nice next to that lime green of the waterfall. And Red Dragon is one that I've got my eye on.
Guys, good size 6 gallons. Before we get going today, though, we've got our open house coming up April 11th from 8 to 4 here at Mr. Maple. You can come shop all of our trees on the upper part of our nursery, and it's a fun time to see tons of cool Japanese maples, conifers, azaleas, and a lot of other cool rare plants in person, in spring color, and meet other people who love Japanese maples like you do. We'd love to have you. More information can be found on our open house on MrMaple.com.
Yeah, it's a great time. We'd love to see you there. Come shoot a top 5 for the YouTube channel. You might walk away with a little bit of merch, who knows? But yeah, there's going to be lots of plants there, lots of awesome people, and yeah.
So y'all, we'd love to have you at our open house. All these trees we talked about today get listed at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can actually purchase off of today's 10 at 10 and have it held for pickup if you're coming to the open house, save on shipping. So if you do that, make sure to contact the office right away and put that also in your notes to the seller section so that we know that immediately as your order comes through. Y'all, we really appreciate y'all. Take care.
God bless.
And have a great day.